such a like eerie feeling getting dropped into like the middle of nowhere, a place you've never been before, and it's so much bigger in here than what you'd like see on Google Earth.
Deep on the side.
Holy crap, this is so impressive. Such a good place to glass.
Right up there. I don't know if it's gonna be that good.
We yeah, we're in for a hell of a trip, I think, boys.
Go look for a camp and set up first.
I'm pretty sure I
think it would run off. Seen a chamois.
didn't see a chamois on the flight in, it's just over the ridge there. But I think we'll go and get set up because there's a hell of a wind. And once we're set up, got a nice warm place to go back to, we can go for a look for some animals. So, we've just quickly dumped the packs after being dropped by the chopper, and we're going to go to a next ridge across to have a bit of a scan to see what we can see, and also to see if there's a better route down to the bottom from there than there is from where our original camp is. So that's the plan for tonight. You've seen a couple. Nothing spotted.
Just kind of like got our spot we want to get to, then we're going to actually start looking.
Yeah. We're going there. Man, this looks mean. Is this getting you guys jacked up?
It's good for spotting an animal, but getting it from here is pretty...
Hell of a drop. Hell of a drop over that ridge. You puffing on?
First time putting it on.
No testing required, hopefully. There's obviously deer there because he's a sign, but way out in the open. How are you feeling, Harry?
Real cool spot. We camped up pretty high and got a steep descent to do tomorrow, so trying to spot some animals now, see if there's any targets to go for, but haven't seen anything. A couple chamois in the distance, but a little bit like just want to get down to a bit nicer spot tomorrow so we can get a bit closer and to the valley floor, and got some weather coming in a couple of days, so we don't really want to be dropping down in the clag and stuff, so we're pretty keen to get down.
Yeah.
Well, it's like clear like this, but yeah.
Things we're worried about
couple things.
Getting down and then it not being claggy.
If it's raining, it'll be slippery.
Because if it rains or it gets claggy, we may be stuck up here for like 5 days in a storm. Well, it was a 50-50 evening, really. We realised we were in a bit of a steeper spot than we sort of wanted to be. A little bit scary. Like, not scary where we are, but unsure of how we're going to get down. But we think we've got away. And didn't see many animals. Well, not considering how good the country was, but we did have to pull out early because we wanted to just get the camp set up. So hopefully tomorrow, when we wake up and start glassing, we're on. You on dinner, Noah?
Oh, I just set, I was at the top of my pack, so I just set it up.
Might as well get some cooking while we set the tent, so I can do that. Day 2 dawned a misty morning, so we packed up camp in the darkness and started our descent. I shouldn't be allowed.
Get out of the fellow's way.
No.
Got him at the back where we need him. Again. Oh, we've just made our way down from camp. It's real gnarly, steep country, so we've just stopped and Sam's going to have a little look without the pack to see the next little path. We're hoping that we can get around this last like 400-500 metres down to the valley floors. Quite bluffy, so we're just going to play it slow and see how we go. It's a bit nerve-wracking, but nothing dodgy yet, so.
The camera never seems to show how steep the country really is, but the bluffs and guts between us and our desired location was a real concern, and in some spots one false step could lead to a serious fall.
Got slings though.
Straight off the bluff.
Just put my shoulder into him if he keeps coming and stop him.
Is it?
Just tackle you onto the ground, start sliding.
She's definitely close to not being passable. Close to not being safe, but it is actually safer than it looks probably. Probably doesn't even look dodgy on the camera. Well, we've made it to the bottom of a big bluff system. Boys are just lowering the packs down. And this is the last 3 meters of steep. We've navigated the danger zone. Well, bit of an update. We've got through the bad stuff. We made it to a safe location, so we're gonna set up in class now. Some pretty amazing country here. Look at that. There's got to be some deer and Tahr and chamois here somewhere.
Two of them, is there?
It's good on shore, eh?
What's the story, Naz?
I've spotted a stag way up about K away, but we're trying to get the spotter on it. Harry's trying to get the camera going, but it's quite hard to do because it moves when you set it up. But it didn't really look massive at first glance, but I haven't really looked at it that well.
It didn't look massive, or it did?
Nope. But it's hard to say.
It's massive, eh, Minnie?
It will be, guaranteed. Bon appetit, eh?
Dessert, lunch dessert, after navigating Suicide Ridge.
Navigating. Not bad, eh?
Need to see some more deer, eh? Good stag.
Not seeing a lot of animals, but it is middle of the day, so hopefully in another few hours we'll see something. What is the time?
Must be like midday, is it?
Well, we've got some good news and some bad news. Good news is we've spotted something. The bad news is it's like 4 k's away, up about another 1,000 meters from where we are, and it's a chamois. But it's nice to see something, to be honest, because she's slim pickings. Harry's just getting some film with it now. Trying to. It's too far to even film. Just got these Pulsar Merger LRF XT50s. They're a thermal imager, and all below us here it's sort of like from about 400 meters to a K there's these big open river flats. There's nothing there at the moment, but hopefully as evening comes on something will step out, and we've already tested them on a couple of hares that was located down here. Well, we hadn't seen them until we pulled these out, and it picks them up instantly, so if a deer steps out...
He's
A little bit bigger, he's little, yeah.
Shorter.
The big one ain't going to be with them, is he? He'll be like within like 500 meters.
Heavier timber though, eh?
Yeah. He's like a year older.
Not bad. He's not bad.
It's about that long.
For me.
What about that? See what that other thing is, if it is a hind or not.
Getting some action though.
Finally, that's where all the stags will probably
bit,
be.
bit scared last night about getting down this hill and made it down, we think, to the safe zone, and now we've spotted some stags, just little fellas, but they're running around chasing each other, so it's getting us excited. And yeah, we're gonna just keep glassing now that we're down to a good height. We can see a bit easier from down here, so it might be a Stag Valley up there. We might have to see if there's a bigger one.
We aren't. Oh well, we glassed here until 8:20 it is now. We're going to leave before we can't see. We're going down this bluff, but we've seen a couple of good stags way off in the distance just on dark. We couldn't get any film with them, but it's hard to say. They're too far and it's too dark, but definitely the biggest stags we've seen so far. So we're going to plan is to go and get in on them tomorrow and get a better look at them. So it wasn't a fail. It was worth staying up here till dark. We saw a big bull tahr, well, a bull tahr up here, but we didn't get to see how big he was either. There's hope. With high hopes for the next day, we dropped down to the river flats and quickly made camp and had a feed before calling it a night in preparation for the next day's hunt up into Stag Valley. Apple pie, is it now?
Yeah, apple pie. It's hard to actually leave it for the time it says.
Too keen,
10 to 15 minutes. Like, I don't know if I've ever left one for that long. Maybe once, but. Don't ask me how. But...
So we got up in the dark this morning. We were camping down at the bottom of this grassy bit down here. We packed up our tents and taken enough gear for one night and one morning's food, and we're heading up to where we saw the stag last night around dark. So yeah, we're feeling pretty positive.
Yeah, holding up still, eh?
Yeah, the weather's good enough to be able to see stuff, which is all we really want. So we're going to get up here. We should hopefully be able to see into where they are once we get to the top of here. But time will tell. There's a bit of bush below us that could cut off our view, but anyway, we're happy. Spirits are high. Do you reckon we should drop down or just slide them?
Even probably you could just go up.
Yeah, I reckon too. And I looked with the thermals and I can see something in the trees moving around, so we're hoping it's going to come up. Oh, the seams there. I can see like 4 or 5. It's definitely not seeing. We just waited, and those deer that we picked up in the thermal, they poked out of the bush, and there's quite a nice stag, but he's not very long. He's got lots of points. We won't shoot him with a gun. Just watch him. Hopefully a big boy steps out.
Deer out, and then now there's 3 deer standing there.
We would have just walked past here if I didn't have the thermal, because it picked them up in the middle of the bush. Crazy stuff. Cool shape, cool tines. Hasn't got 3 tops though. And he's short. Real nice. The most meanest looking stag. It's just tiny. If that was like 8 years old, he would be such a mean shoot. Oh, that was cool to see that stag. It's not quite what we're after for the trip, so he's lucky, but he'll be bigger and better next year for someone else. Gonna keep moving, open up some more country. Promising to see a stag like that with all those points and stuff. Saw a big 8-year-old or something, it might be even bigger. We kept pushing up into the head of the valley and started glassing it to see what we could find. How's it looking? At the head of the valley, we found a perfect vantage point and started picking up animals in the binos. In this open country, the thermals were extremely effective. Getting used to using 2 eyes again, Minnie. Turn it off.
Bob might just topple on her. Got something tough for Bob.
You can see me. We've been staking out this beautiful valley for half a day now. I've seen about 10 deer or something from where we are, but nothing worth shooting. A bit of a better one poked its head out for a second, but it wasn't the one we were after. So we're hoping as the evening rolls in, the big boys will show themselves, or the big boy. We only need one. At least it's been reasonably good weather. These puffer jackets, gotta say, the new puffer jacket is beautiful and toasty and warm. We're just cooking up our dinner now. It's about 5:36. We like to have our dinner now and then get into the glassing hard just in the prime time. And if we don't see anything, we'll be heading back to the camp. We brought our tents with us, but if we don't get onto any stag or dark, we'll be travelling back down to the nice zone down there to camp tonight. So it could come in the weather tonight, tomorrow. Not exactly sure what time, but head out.
It's supposed to snow.
It's snowing on Tuesday and it's Monday tomorrow, so we're gonna head out of this valley and probably head down to the hut because it looks like it's pretty bad for a couple of days, and then clearing again, so we'll head out for some more hunting after that.
What's for dinner tonight?
Old classic beef and pasta hot pot's one of the favourites, and then we've got beef stroganoff as well, so
Oh yeah, I like a strog, eh?
having bust ups, who
They're
gets
both pretty good.
Yeah, when you're hungry you don't give a shit on those 3 lines.
Okay, well, we've glassed this valley until pretty much dark now. We've got a few k's to get back to camp, so unfortunately we didn't see anything really big that we wanted to take. We ended up seeing that stag that we saw earlier. He went down to the bottom of the valley, but yeah, not what we're after, so big walk home in the dark once again. Let's go. After a slow trudge back down, we set up camp once again and braced ourselves for a big walk the next day down to the main valley in the heart, to ride out a couple of days of bad weather. You say that every time. True.
We got to go 1.7k to there.
Shit.
That's where it gets gorgeous.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not that straight, that open, that's
Well.
Just made our way down the creek, few k's, take us a wee while because it's a bit bouldery and stuff with big packs on, but we've made it to where we have to cut up out of the creek because it gets a bit gorgier down here, we've heard, so we head up a ridge and then get around the gorge and then drop back down to the stay at the hut tonight. So it's meant to really pack in the weather from today, so it's started raining now, but tomorrow's meant to be real heavy, so it'll be a hut day tomorrow, I'd say, but at least we'll be able to re-energize ourselves for the rest of the trip and make a plan where to go after tomorrow.
How was the spirits before the big climb out of the gorge? Bit uncertain, eh?
I'll say it will be alright.
This is a big climb. The boys are pretty fatigued, heading up to the top, try and get to a saddle to drop back into the main valley. The sweat is pouring off. By the time we made it back up and over down to the river, it had swollen a lot in the rain, making it a bit dodgy to cross, so we had to find a way to climb up and around again through some crappy little gorges, which was less than ideal, but eventually we made it to the river flats. That hut is a welcome sight. This pack feels like it weighs a ton. My boots are wet, shoulders are sore. I can't wait to get dry and warm and full tummy. Amazing. Sweet home. Thank God. Yeah.
Socks absorbed it all. Must need the back of the boots nails, putties. Up early this morning, and it's not really raining too heavy, so we're going to head out, and we're hoping there's going to be some deer out on the river flats. So we've seen some just on evening come out last night, but we didn't have enough time to go after them, so we're hoping they're still going to be out. It rained quite heavy in the night and it's sort of cleared up, still spitting a bit, and it's meant to rain heaps today, but we're going to get out there while it's not too bad, and hopefully we can pick up something, may even shoot a hind for camp meat. So
yeah, if we're thinking seriously about camp meat, anything could go down this morning.
Be good to have a shot at something. So,
but ideally a 16.40 plus inch
stag. What we want, but hind's back up. So let's get out there.
Take what we can get, eh, Noz? Had a bit of a look around this morning, and we saw a couple of deer just pop into the bush right on light, and now we've seen a couple of deer up top of this big clearing, but we don't know if we'll be able to get within range to shoot and still see them. So we're gonna just take what we can get. You can see a deer here in the thermal. It's only like 150 metres away, the wind's swirling. Gonna get it. Use the bush bag. Whatever. Yeah, no, dial, just dial. Yeah.
Ready?
When you're ready.
It's hit. It looked like it was like hit like where it was running. Yeah. Just able to tell on the camera anyway.
Where'd you aim?
Right on the shoulder.
I think you got them.
It looked hit when I seen it running off. It was
Yeah, definitely was hit.
No, I got the little one anyway.
Sounded like I did that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely hit the little one too.
It was front on, so
It's a bit of camp meat anyway.
a lot of camp meat, plus some to take home.
Better to take a yearling or something, but we're not complaining because we've got a rainy day in the hut, so we've got heaps of meat now.
Yeah,
A couple hinds.
boys have got some meat. It's gonna be a nice snowy day in there.
Delicious. It looked like I had it there. You jumped, yeah.
When you plan to like go for a trophy hunt, you're like kind of like disappointed, but after you know you're stuck in the hut with crap weather, it's like we want some camp meat.
So nice when it's pouring down with rain.
Yeah.
Just munching on steaks. It's good we came up here.
Yeah.
Up those spikers. And
As we were
came
walking-
around the corner. That's a good spot for a deer. And sure enough.
As we're walking up, it just opened up. I was like, oh yeah, go shoot.
Do you reckon
Yeah.
that was those ones you saw this morning?
Probably.
Would have been.
Got like full adrenaline rush, like there's one.
Yeah.
Full adrenaline rush.
Imagine if it was a big stag.
There's two lots of blood, remember? They would have gone the same track, hopefully.
Followed each other.
There it is, there, look.
The little one, the wee one.
That's good that we found that. It's so we're struggling to find the blood trail of the hind. So I'm gonna do a little scout through with a thermal, see if I can pick him up, her up. Oh yeah, got it. Went a little bit further than I thought.
Oh, is that it there?
Yeah, you can see it. Beauty. Not very big time.
Over, I look better.
Stoked, boys.
Yeah, meat.
Some meat to take home.
Yeah.
Plus eat. Gorge ourselves.
TJ might have some Benny to take home.
Save a few backcountries for the next trip.
The other one's just there.
Put a photo. Yeah. Happy boys?
Yep, a couple meat animals down right by the hut, so we've ticked that off. It's meant to be quite torrential rain today. It's not set in yet, but we've got some meat to cook up. Some meals, got some rice and some oyster sauce, so going to be master chefing down at the hut.
Yeah. That's going to be delicious.
Good to check the guns are still shooting straight after the gorge and bush bashing yesterday, and both did good shoulder shots on them. They only went about 50 metres, one of them went about 20, so happy with that.
Sweet as.
Yeah, probably could have just shot the little one, but then we're like, it might not be enough meat. We didn't want to just shoot the hind and leave the young one by itself, so let's take them both down, eh?
Yeah.
Bit of conservation, if you will. People reckon shoot hinds, so we're doing that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Leave the young stags. We've seen a few of them.
It's like you start the trip and the gun, you're like, it's confident out to 600, and then you smash through the bush about for 3 days and you're like, over 300, you're like, oh, I hope it's still good. I was saying that was 240, so out to 350, 400, it should be sweet still, and probably fine even further.
So yeah, we'll whip these steaks off and cook some up for lunch, I reckon.
Yeah, I'll just bone them out rather than carry chunks of meat.
Yep, she's sharp.
There's something satisfying about having a healthy supply of fresh meat on a trip where otherwise you're on strict rations. And after getting back to the hut, we didn't waste any time in cooking up a hearty feed on the MSR wind burner.
And the recipe is oyster sauce marinating on the venison all day, and then have rice underneath and let the juices soak in. Unbelievable.
Not much of a recipe, is it? Just oyster sauce.
Yeah,
That's what you need.
It's good protein, isn't it?
Bit of salt. Was it not complaining, eh, Minnie? With killing those 2 innocent deer.
Definitely.
Miles got a bit of residue on the face there. The trip was off to a slow but steady start, but we still had 4 days of hunting ahead of us. In part 2, we split into 2 groups. Noah and Minnie headed for the tops, and Harry and I focused our efforts on the river flats. The animal numbers were insane.
We can see 25 deer.
But we were faced with some unexpected competition which threw a spanner in the
Oh,
works.
there we go. There's 2 people on the ground and he's taking a shitload of deer now.
Eventually though, we located something worth pulling the trigger on. So make sure to stay tuned for the next exciting episode coming soon at Clarke Boys Hunting YouTube. Until next time, we'll catch you later.
Oh my god, he's massive. He's huge. Got him. Smoked him.